What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade on this Tuesday evening, coming to y'all with that NBA news / hot topic on CJ McCollum getting traded. He did a good job in Portland. He was holding it down there, being a 20-point scorer that can handle the ball, pass a little bit, score a little bit, space the floor a little bit, play on and off the ball, and also a good free throw shooter and a good driver. And he's been a good player his whole entire career, a most improved player, but never was able to get to that all-star level at any team that he played for. And now he's getting traded from the Pelicans, who are a younger team, and they look like they're trading to stay young, which makes sense. And they're going to get Jordan Poole and Saddiq Bey. So the New Orleans Pelicans have agreed to trade CJ McCollum and Kelly Olynyk and a future second-round pick to the Washington Wizards for Jordan Poole, Saddiq Bey, and the number 40th pick in the 2025 draft. Those picks are not going to be usually anything crazy or anything regrettable. One being a late second-round pick, one being just a okay normal second-round pick. But Kelly Olynyk is a guy that can post up a little bit, hit a three, and he can hit some shots from the perimeter and also rebound at a decent level, not crazy or amazing at that. And obviously, Jordan Poole and Saddiq Bey give them some shooting and some spacing. Even though Saddiq Bey isn't the greatest three-point shooter, he can make them. He also can get out in transition, play a little defense too. While Poole loves putting on the show, he's young, he fits with Zion, he fits with DeJounte Murray. He's on a decent deal contractually, and the guy can get you 20 points per game too. But I would say he's still exciting and still trying to find himself in this league. And I don't really think he's the greatest player or one of the better players, but he's a guy that has established himself as a starter in this league, and he can contribute on and off the bench depending on what role they want him to have with the Pelicans this year. With the acquisition of CJ McCollum on a $30 million aspiring contract, the Wizards are expected to approach $100 million in cap space during the 2026 offseason, which is crazy because the Wizards was absolutely one of the worst teams in the league, and they didn't mind giving people a lot of money. And the draft picks are only going up in salary, so that can hurt you too because they just got Sar and guys like Bub Carrington who are already taking a good amount of that cap space, and they might even take more if they develop and become good players or even just better players than what they were last year, which they should be because the whole offseason, preseason, and also the summer allows you to work on areas that you wasn't that great at and allow you to watch footage to see where you can improve at too. And like I said before, CJ McCollum is a guy that averaged 21 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, but he did play 32 minutes, but he only played 56 games last season, which is unfortunate. But that was something that most of the Pelicans players was going through, was injuries, even their best players, and CJ was one of their best players, so he was no exempt to it. And that was unfortunate how their season collapsed. And they just got rid of Brandon Ingram too a couple months ago, showing you that they're trying to retool, rebrand, and re-energize the crowd and the players that they have remaining under Joe Dumars, who is now their GM for the future and the present currently. McCollum will be entering his age 34 season. For people that don't know, he's still young, he's still strong, he still can play, he still can contribute to winning basketball. But we're going to see what the Wizards do with him. Like I said, this contract is expiring. Poole is signed through the 26-27 season on his 4-year, $128 million contract, which he signed with the Golden State Warriors in October 2022. He's another guy that's been borderline all-star number-wise, but hasn't really been picking up his defense, hasn't really been helping teams win outside of Golden State, which he was a good part of what they was doing. That's why they wanted to pay him and was trying to figure out how to keep him before they realized he just wanted to see if he can be a star or a better player somewhere else, even if losing comes with the territory, which was the purpose of going to the Wizards. Now he goes to a younger, more talented team in the Pelicans, and if they can stay healthy, they're going to be a tough team with or without him. There's something that we knew, but they also did go down in talent the last couple months, so it's going to be interesting to see how all this is going to work out and how the lineups is going to be and how the coaching is going to be, because that's going to be another thing we're going to have to look at when it comes to this team. Poole was subsequently traded by the Warriors to the Wizards in June 23. Poole did average 20 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists in 29 minutes in 68 games last season with the Wizards. Poole had a PER of 16.5 and a TS of 0.591 as opposed to 12 and 52 during his initial season with the Washington Wizards, which is an improvement, and it showed you that he was getting better at understanding his role and understanding what he needs to do to help the team be able to win, but it never really happened or materialized anything special or significant. I think that I don't really know if I'm crazy about this trade. I don't really see a big drop off from CJ to Poole. I think CJ is the more consistent player. If he's healthy, obviously he can shoot better, he can handle better, he can play better, but he's not a great defender. Neither is Poole. Poole is not the greatest scorer. He's not the greatest player, and neither is CJ either, but one is way younger and one has a championship. I don't think his experience matters too much because he's more of a one-dimensional player. And if he doesn't get his way, he's going to try to find a way to get out. And a lot of players have been spoiled of that. And some people still, like people are saying in the comment section, that Zion might be gone. And Zion makes everything easier because he's a guy that can get a bucket basically on anybody in any situation, basically. And that just allows you to be able to get the dives to the basket, the jump shots in the mid-ranges. Whereas Poole can put the ball on the floor, handle a little bit, hit a mid-range, hit a 3 right in your face, and he can get to the basket and make a layup or a dunk because he's long and quick enough. So let's not act like Poole is trash or garbage. Like I said, he's a legitimate starter in this league, and that's something that the Pelicans understood. But the trade doesn't blow anybody's mind. This isn't going to make the Pelicans significantly better. This isn't going to make the Wizards significantly better. And as I just said, CJ's not going to stay around long term anyway. And like I said, if they don't keep Zion, they're going to be in a retool and a rebuild mode, just like the Wizards was. And hopefully DeJounte can get back healthy. We're going to see if they want to keep him. Like I said, this is Joe Dumars' team now, so he's going to look at talent differently. He's going to try to find his own way to let his imprint be on his team, and he's going to do whatever it takes to make this team what he wants it to look like and what the organization wants it to look like, and that's going to be different than what David Griffin was doing. So some of these guys ain't safe, and I see guys in the comment section saying the same thing, but it's true. These guys are just here because they're getting paid, they're on a contract, but the season gets started, trade season get ready. Because of the offseason and the draft, a lot of guys are going to be going from the Wizards. A lot of guys are going to be going for the Pelicans. And then it's just about, is they going to be rebuilding? Is they going to be retooling? Or is they going to be trying to find a way to make it to the playoffs? Which is going to be tough because even Trey Murphy is injured too. You know, I think the only guy that's healthy that's good is what Jose Alvarado. And that's, you know, a hilarious thing to say, but it's true. So I think they want to give Murphy a good contract. That's something that they have to do. Zion is already under contract, but he hasn't been able to stay on the court, unfortunately for him. And now I'm looking at it like, man, Jordan Poole going to have another team where you're going to see him go for 20. You're going to see him doing all these wild, crazy shots. And that might be the highlight outside of Zion getting occasional dunks or physically beating somebody in the air to finish at the basket. So this isn't a championship move. This isn't a crazy move that's going to change the scape of the Western Conference. Yeah, I agree. 100 million, you can't beat that. But the Wizards was trying to find a way to get talent. That's why they traded for Jordan Poole in the first place. But now they got a lot of picks. They got a lot of things that they can do with this roster. They got some nice young pieces on their roster, which is something that's going to be very important for what they're trying to do in the future. And they got a 40th pick out of this one, I believe. So it just makes more sense for them to continue to get as many assets as they can get. Washington, they trade for Jordan Poole, Saddiq Bey, and a number 40th pick. So they got another one. And this is a good draft. I like what the second round looks like when it comes to potential, when it comes to upside. That's the type of players they're looking to get. That's the type of players that they want. So it does make a lot of sense that they are going in that direction and trying to fully commit to it. But at the end of the day, we don't know how long it's going to take the Wizards to be a legitimate playoff team. That's what they're trying to get back to. Most people don't want to play in Washington, to be honest. Most people are not trying to sign to the Wizards. That's why they've been drafting so many players the last 10, 12, 15 years. And the closest they got was drafting John Wall, Bradley Beal, and Otto Porter Jr. That was the best team that they put together. And that team wasn't even close to being a championship contender, showing you how hard it really is to win in a place like Washington. It's just like Charlotte. It's some of these East Coast teams is either you playing at the top of the top with the Celtics, the Heat, and the Knicks and teams like that, or you still treading water at the bottom. So this trade does open up a lot of possibilities and a lot of things for sure, but it's still nothing crazy at all in this trade, nothing groundbreaking. But like I said, it does set these teams up for what they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish. And now they just got to continue to build off of it and continue to go in the direction that they feel like they have to be on. And like I said, don't get too mad if you're a Pelicans fan because you gave up CJ and got Poole. I know a lot of people not high on Poole that's with the Pelicans, but I would say yeah, I mean that's the way you have to look at it. That it's going to take time. You got to be patient. But at the same time, the Wizards, how long y'all been waiting? The Pelicans, how long y'all been waiting? Let's just keep it a buck. Y'all, y'all been waiting for a long time to be a legitimate team. Like the last time the Pelicans was legit was what with Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday. That was like they was going neck and neck with the Warriors. That was the best team that they had. Drew Holiday won the championship and Anthony Davis won the championship, leaving the Pelicans. And that's what I'm saying. Like this have sell your team and your fans hope. It's goofy that fans actually buy into that stuff because it is funny. You know what I mean? But it's true. Like some of these teams been bad for so long and even decades at this point that y'all just happy to have anything just because y'all feel like one day it's going to be good. One day we're going to improve. One day we're going to get there. Even though it's true, it's going to happen eventually. We seen it with Denver. We seen it with the Pacers. They got back to the finals and they have a young core and a young group that actually was able to stick together, play together, learn together, grow together. And they finally got to that step of where they at now. Unfortunately, for Tyrese Halliburton get injured, that's going to damage it a little bit. But other than that, it's true. Like you do want to continue to sell the fans goals and hope, but we have to see it more done. And if you feel like this is the direction that they need to go in, and if you feel like this is the direction that you're liking and you're interested in, then I guess the GM and the organization is selling it to y'all right. But I look at it like $100 million where a bunch of people don't really want to go to. That's a little bit too naive. Let's just be honest about it. But at the same time, we even seen the Brooklyn Nets, who hasn't really had that much luck the last couple of decades. They get Kyrie and Kevin Durant because they had a lot of cap space. That didn't turn into a championship either, and they was able to get James Harden too. Yeah, and I agree. You got to give everybody a chance. So I'm going to end it that way because it's true. You do have to give people a chance. Like I said, like Joe Dumars for the Pelicans, you do have to give them a chance to get everything ordered, get everything organized, get everything where they need it to be, get their seat and get some comfortability and some connections with the ownership and the coach. And then you can go from there. That's how you want to start it. That's how you want to go. And it does make sense for them to think that way and go about it that way. But other than that, I think it's a trade that's no winner, no loser. This is a wait and see type of move for both teams because they're still trying to gather assets. They're still trying to develop some players. They're still trying to figure out their direction, and they still trying to I guess you can say how you want to feel, but at the same thing, it is what it is. I ain't got nothing to say other than that, but comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification. We have do your research. We have the same front office that OKC built. Okay, I guess OKC they drafted well, then they had to redo it all over again. Now we're going to see if they can be a dynasty this time. That's something that we thought they would potentially be the last time, but they was able to get it done this year, and we're going to see if they'd be able to get it done in the future. Look at all these moves being made already since the finals is over. Kevin Durant gets traded, then you get CJ, Jordan Poole, then you get even some guys getting signed up like Steven Adams and Gafford, and the draft ain't even here yet. So it's going to be tough, to be able to win in this league because everybody wants to. That's the whole purpose of the NBA, to be a pride fest. So even the front offices, they're going to try to gather as much information, try to gather as much as they can to be able to build the best roster that they can. But, every team is trying to do the same thing. Other than that, I'm gone. Hope you guys see y'all later today or even tomorrow when the draft. Remember, I'm doing the draft live, so y'all can watch it with me tomorrow if y'all want to. It's up to y'all. Other than that, I make videos just like this, conversation video just like this, and various NBA only topics. I also do breakdowns of real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. Also do mock draft and draft coverage. Plus, I got over 3,000 plus videos that's already on my channel that y'all can watch and enjoy. Plus, I upload basically every single day that I'm living. If I'm living, y'all getting the video. That's just how this channel rolls. That's just how this channel goes. If you love that type of stuff, this is the channel for you. Other than that, thank y'all for appreciating the content. Thank y'all for continuing to come back. Thank y'all for continuing to watch. Thank y'all for continuing to support. Thank y'all for making this channel one of the best and the biggest pioneers for NBA channels on YouTube. And I'm one of the only ones that's left and still going strong. 10 plus years in the game. Gotta love it, gotta enjoy it, gotta be about it. And that's something that y'all won't have to be confused about with this channel. And other than that, if y'all love basketball, y'all can't get enough of it, especially NBA. Got summer league content, more breakdowns, more NBA tribute breakdowns to legends that changed the game. And I also got more content when it comes to preseason and even summer league, and also even the regular season when it starts later this year in October. Other than that, I'm gone for now. See you guys later. Y'all stay blessed up, and thank y'all for continuing to come back. And I also would say let's continue to try to make 2025 a bigger year and a better year than 2015. That was a big year 10 years ago to help this channel establish what it's about, what it's trying to do when it comes to content and what y'all want to see. That's a 50-50 reason why this channel is still around, because I make the videos y'all want to see and y'all love watching them. And that's why it's so perfect for us to continue to support each other, because this is what we love, the game of basketball. And it's a beautiful game, and it's fun to watch, it's fun to be a part of, and it's fun for people to know what I think, and y'all look forward to it. So why not continue making great content on this channel? Other than that, I'm going for now. Y'all have fun. And man, there's been a lot of moves being made these last couple of days, and I just can't wait till free agency opens fully up. And I can't wait to see what happens on draft day. And man, we're going to see who's the new contenders, who's rising, who's falling, who's coming back, who's going to be healthy, and who's really putting all their cards on the deck to be able to win the championship. The Thunder did it. They still got 13 first-round picks, and they also got second-round picks, and they got the MVP, and everybody's coming for that throne, trying to grab them and pull them down and try to get them off the top of the throne or off the top of that mountain. And they don't care how they fall. They don't care if they're able to get back up, because they want their time and they want their shine. And that's all that really matter at the end of the day. But I'm gone. Y'all enjoy y'all day, and I'll see you guys later, hopefully. Peace out. Y'all stay blessed up.